What's good, Andy, man?
Hey, I just didn't want to be waiting outside.
Dude, that's
there,
fine,
you know?
bro.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, commiserations on the fight, man. I was rooting for you, bro.
That, man. I know, I had a rough time, but no excuses. He won me this fight. I won the first one, he won the second one, and so...
What about a third?
I'm ready for the third one.
Oh, you want a trilogy?
Of course, bro. That's what we're working on.
Have you already been in talks? Have you talked about it yet?
No, because we just got done with this fight, so...
Yeah.
I don't know if he has a mandatory or whatnot, but...
Right.
I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to relax with the family.
Good idea, man.
I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to relax with the family.
Good idea, man.
I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to relax with the family.
Good idea, man.
Yeah,
Hey, now that the dust has settled, do you wish you trained a bit harder?
Of course I do. I think, it could have happened to anybody. I think I was having too much fun. I was celebrating too much.
Like, what were you doing in that period that, you wish you hadn't now?
Just being with my friends and just celebrating, drinking a few Coronas that I should have. But...
What was your favorite meal?
So we just heard there from Andy, the student Ruiz. And this right here is not a good look if you are a Ruiz fan. Not a good look for Ruiz at all. Now, those of you who follow the channel will know that in the last 2 days I made a video basically predicting that Andy Ruiz will be the next Marcos Maidana. Marcos Maidana fought Floyd Mayweather twice, got that Mayweather money twice, and dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, and by the way, added about £1 million in weight. Got chunky, got chubby, got bubbly, as you like. And initially, in that video after the fight, I said to you lot, Andy Ruiz in the post-fight interview was saying, I'm going to be so motivated when I come back. I'm going to be so motivated for the third fight, yada, yada, yada. And I said, in reaction to that, I said, listen, this man's talking a good talk now. He's got them kind of, what's that word? After a fight, you're on a big high. You've got loads of adrenaline. He's just lost his belts and he's feeling positive. Yeah, he's buzzing. Oh, I'm going to come back. I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to lose loads of weight. Yeah, he's on a buzz. But a few days later, a few days later, when that buzz is gone, reality is going to hit. And the reality is, he lost himself. He made $6 million on June 1st. And after that, we know categorically he lost himself. Partying, not listening to trainers, eating, etc., etc. He just made double that. Meaning that if he lost himself making $6 million, he's going to lose himself making $13 million. Plus, he's got no responsibilities now. He's got no belts. He's got nothing. He's literally $20 million up, and nothing really there's nothing really binding him to the sport anymore. Initially, before June 1st, he was bound to the sport through finances. He had to fight to win. Now, putting it all together, like I said, initially after the fight, he was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing that. I want to prove myself. I want to get in shape." And now we hear him say, now all them fight adrenaline's dropped off, he's saying the truth, which is what I predicted. He's not coming back. He's retiring. He's not coming back. And you hear him say it here. He goes from a bit buzzing, talking about how he's going to come back, he's going to prove this, he's going to do this, do that. Now he's saying, oh, I'm going to take some time off, my family. Take some time off with your family. What for? You've just been schooled for 12 rounds. You should be gagging chomp. If Andy Ruiz were going to really prove himself, in my opinion, he'd be saying now, no, I want to get straight back in there and prove something. Let me call Wilder out. Let me call this guy out. Because he's hot now. His name's hot. Is his name going to be hot in 6 months? I'm not so sure. He's only known because of this kind of gig. He needs to be calling out Wilder, in my opinion, for the winner of Wilder versus Fury. That would give me confidence that Ruiz really has the minerals. That Ruiz isn't Buster Douglas. That Ruiz isn't Marcos Maidana. That he really wants this and he's not being superficial. But the fact is, just humiliatingly lost, and all he wants to think about now is taking more time off. The whole reason you lost, or the whole reason you say you lost, is because of taking time off. And initially you were saying you were going to come back and bounce back. Now you want to take time. Take more time off. What for? Taking time off is what got you in this position in the first place. I.e., what you say made you help you lose the belts. And that just goes to show to me his mentality. He was never a real world champion in that sense. He was never really about it. As an example, when AJ lost on June 1st, after being at the top for 5 years, he could have said, oh, you know what? I've been at the top of this game for ages. I'm going to take some time off with my family. That's what he could have done. But no. A true athlete mindset, he got straight back in there after his embarrassing loss and proved himself. Why isn't Ruiz wanting to prove himself? I'll tell you why. It's because he hasn't got that mentality, which kind of showed itself. The fact that he won the belts on June 1st and then let himself go, that already proved really he wasn't a true champion. He doesn't have that elite championship mindset, and this just reaffirms it. You just lost embarrassingly, let your whole country down, let everyone down, and all you can think about now is being lazy, being bubbly, being fat and lazy. That's all it comes down to. And these type of individuals, they're all the same. These big bubbly individuals, all they ever want to think about is being lazy. Oh, you know, I want to take some time off. You have to earn taking time off. And look at AJ, for example. He just put himself through a massive camp for 6 months. And when he's asked about taking time off, he says, nah, I'm going to take a week off, take a little bit of time off, and straight back in. Even that, to be fair, AJ posted up a video today, back in the swimming pool. He working the muscles through, doing some active recovery. You can bet your bottom dollar Ruiz isn't doing no active recovery. The only recovery he's doing is sitting there in Taco Bell, eating a whole lot of rubbish. So, like I said, this just goes to prove to me that this man doesn't have the mentality, and don't be surprised. Don't expect this man to come back, because he was talking about, oh, I'm going to come back, I'm going to be in my best. I'm going to be in my best shape. If you're going to be in your best shape, the last thing you want to be doing is taking time off. You've already put 20 pounds on. Yeah, it's not like I put myself through it. I dropped loads of weight. I'm going to take some time off now and recover. You need to be doing the opposite. You need to be going straight back to it. Like I said, after all, what got you here was taking time off. What got you here was relaxing. The last thing you need to be doing now, as it pertains to boxing, if you really cared about your career, the very last thing you need to be doing is taking more time off. You should be, if you had that bit about you, you'd be chomping at the bit now to get back in there and prove yourself and redeem yourself to your fans. He doesn't have that in him. He's only interested now in eating again. Eat. Which is this is what all these bubbly individuals do. That's all they want to do is eat. And that's what he said. I'm gonna take some time off. I think it's embarrassing. I really do. And then the fact he said that, and afterwards, he goes on to say, oh yeah, well, you know, this could have happened to anyone. Could have happened to anyone. No, it couldn't have happened to anyone, Ruiz. And this is what, once again, it shows his mindset. Meaning that he doesn't ever want to take responsibility. You came in, got whooped. Oh, well, I wasn't really training hard. Oh, well, coulda, woulda, shoulda. And I would have actually respected that if he'd have said that and then, you know what I mean, gone back. If he told me now I'm going straight back into training, I would have kind of respected his excuse, because I'd have thought, you know what, or if he'd have, like, you know what I mean, if he'd gone back into training, started calling Wilder out, started calling this guy out, that guy out, you know what I mean, if you made them excuses and then went straight back to the gym and actually proved that he was really he did really make a mistake, I'd say, you know what, I'll give him kind of respect for that. But you made all them excuses. Oh, I didn't train. Oh, well, another chance. I'll prove myself next time. And then 2 days later, you're talking about how you want to take some time off. What for? Time off for what? You big bubbly dude. You haven't earned no time off. The last thing you need to be doing is taking time off. But like I said, this just proves to me that he ain't about it, and he ain't coming back. He's going to be on his Marcos Maidana. And that's the other thing as well. I reckon he's either going to be on his Marcos Maidana and or a bit of a Amir Khan. Meaning that when Amir Khan went through this weird part of his career where all he wanted to do was call out Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao. And he ended up wasting about 5 years of his career. I see Ruiz doing that as well, to be honest. I can see Ruiz not refusing to fight anyone and just begging for the third fight. And if that's the case, AJ better never give it to him. And if Ruiz comes back and he puts pressure on some of the PBC fighters, Ruiz versus Ortiz is a cool fight. Ruiz versus Fury is a cool fight. If he does that, I'll literally vouch for that. If he comes back and fights Ortiz or Wilder, I'll definitely ask for that fight. But if he just sits there and tries to pull an Amir Khan, well, to be fair, Amir Khan was actually active. That's not fair, but I'm saying if he sits there and begs for a fight, that ain't going to wash at all. Anyway, it's not a long video. The last thing I'll say is, like I said, he says it talks about, this could have happened to anyone. Just think of the mindset there. His whole problem's been he never wants to take any responsibility. You're the one who's been fat and lazy, refused to work out, missing training. It couldn't have happened to anyone. You made it happen to yourself. He's kind of making it's always, it's like as if lightning struck him down or something. Something that wasn't in his control. Lightning could have struck anyone. No, it couldn't have struck anyone. You won the belts, and they were your responsibility. You thought it was all a big joke. And he refuses to take responsibility for his actions. Oh, I need a third fight. Oh, I need a third. He doesn't want to earn anything. It's weird. It's quite a weird thing to come across, but it makes sense. This is what happens, you see, when people get things they haven't earned. But Ruiz got a world title shot with AJ. He hadn't earned it. He got the lottery ticket. He hadn't earned it. And that's why you see what's happened here. He never had to come up the hard way. He never had to really earn the AJ lottery opportunity. So when he got it on June 1st, it was easy come, easy go. He had a quick 5-week camp, got in there with the worst AJ, with a concussed AJ, and won. He never really had to go through that grind. That's why he'd never appreciated it. Whereas AJ, on the other hand, had to come up the hard way, actually fight people, and win the belts. He just kind of jumped in and went from 0 to 100. Does that make sense? AJ had to start at the very bottom on Carl Froch's undercard and make his way. Ruiz went from nowhere to bang, here's a $10 million fight. And that's the problem there. Disappointed in Ruiz, but it just goes to show that this elite athlete mindset is something that very few have, and Ruiz is clearly not one of them. He proved it after June 1st into December 7th, and he's proved it after this fight. He should be now in the gym. Yeah? You should be grateful that you should be looking back, rather than talking about having more time off and getting more fat. You should be saying to yourself, you know what, Ruiz, I've let my whole team down, I let my country down. Rather than just thinking about my gut and my belly and keeping my belly happy, I'm gonna do a bit of sacrifice now. The last 6 months, I've spent plenty of time worrying about my belly. Now it's time to do some sacrifice. But still, he doesn't want to do the sacrifice, and that's, to be fair, it's his choice. If he doesn't want to be known as a great, that's his business. If he hasn't got that championship mentality, that's his business. And he clearly hasn't. This man ain't coming back. He's going to go off into the sunset, and you never hear about him again, in my opinion. Anyway, listen, big shout out to my dog, Pat OB, coming through into Patreon. Any man who wants to receive daily proprietary content from the YB on live streams, etc., etc., patreon.com/the YB, and support your boy. Respect.